Okay, so we are going to be making a little kid picnic table. It's going to be made primarily out of 2x6 and 2x4s. So we're going to start, and I'm going to go from the bottom plane. And the reason I'm going from the bottom of the top plane to start with is because we're going to build off of that, and then when we flip it over, everything will be upright when you're looking at the traditional isometric views. So we're going to start at the bottom. We're going to go sketch, click on the plane, and it'll show up as top plane, but we're drawing off the bottom still because that's the way we have it oriented. And so the first thing that we're going to do is make our tabletop. So I'm going to go and do a line, and I'm going to put this line along the center, making sure that you have that blue and yellow broken up line as you're spreading it out. That means it's horizontal, and that either the center or this top plane's highlighted so that you have it straight along there. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to make that line 48 inches. So we're going to hit dimension. We're going to go out here and make this 48. Enter. I'm going to zoom out. And now we need to center it. Now we could do this one of two ways, but I think the way I'm going to do it is just using a dimension tool. I'm going to click on the end there. I'm going to click on the center point. I can grab it. There we go. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. So I'm going to hit escape dimension. Do this again. Dimension. Oh, I got a little bit off there. So there we are. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to click on that center plane, click on, keep missing the end point. Once again, trying again, we're going to click on that center line, click on the end point, pull it down. Half of 48 is 24, enter. So now we have that line centered. Okay, we're going to go green check. Then we're going to come up, we're going to use our beam tool. We're going to move this to timber, lumber, and 2x6. There we go. And I'm going to click on this. And then I'm going to bring this around so I'm looking at it from the side. Look at it in the end. And you can see looking at it in the end, I'm straddling that center plane. I don't want to straddle the plane. I want to have it on the bottom side of the plane or the top side. Doesn't really matter. We'll go with the top side of the plane. So we'll just pull it that way. We'll pull it up. So now if we go and we look at it, from the end, actually pulling it up would be going that way. We're going to go this way. We'll pull it up. So you're looking at it from the end. It's sitting above the plane that we drew it on. Okay. Now we are going to click the green check. Now we're going to go and look at this from a top view. All right, and we're going to use a linear pattern. So our linear pattern is right here. Entities to pattern, we're going to select this one. Direction, we're going to select, we have to select a line, I believe, for this. So we're going to go and select the top of this plane. And it's taking them in the wrong direction. So we're going to exit out of that. Okay, so we're going to click on direction, and then we can go with any of the lines that we are going in the direction that we want to go. And so I can click on this end line, and it starts to come down like that. Then we have to set our distance. And so since our piece is 5.5 inches and we want a 1/4 inch gap between each one, we're going to go 5 3/4. So 5.75 should work. Let's see if that gives me the spacing I want, and see it does. Now I have a 1/4 inch there, but I want 3 pieces there. So I'm going to go and grab that. I'm going to put it 3. And then I'm going to go and add a second direction. So we're going to go back the other direction. We're going to set all the same parameters here. So we're going to go 5.75 and then instance count 3. Whoops, that's not working here. Let's get rid of the second direction and see. All right, it should, if I do this. All right, it doesn't like that. So we're just going to go green check, and then we're going to go back and do a linear pattern again. Entities to pattern, we're going to click the same thing. Direction, click one of these edges. Now it's heading the other way. We're going to make this 5.75, 3, and we're going to switch directions there. So now it's going the other way, green check, and we have our tabletop completed. So now we're going to go flip back around, and we're going to go back to a bottom view. Now we want each of these to be hanging out by, I believe, 4.5 inches. So we're going to go and do another sketch. We're going to draw it on the top of, or really I guess it's the bottom of our boards, because now we're looking at the bottom of the table. We're kind of building it from the bottom up. And we're going to go take a line, and we are going to make a piece that is going to go like this. So we just set a line like that. Escape the line tool. You can usually hit the escape key, but with the video software I'm using, it doesn't quite work that way. And then the top stringers need to be 26 inches. So we're going to go to our dimension tool. We're going to click on this line, pull it out, and go 26, enter. Okay. Then we are going to take, actually, I want to see what the dimension is from here to there, see if it'll let me down. It will not let me do that. I come down here and use my measurement tool. I'm going to go from here to here, and it won't do that. All right, forget that. All right, so we're going to do it a different way here. I'm going to just take a line from here to here. Do not do this step. I'm just doing this to figure out the measurement of something here. And I'm going to go dimension. All right, 28.5. Okay. Whoops. There we go. I deleted that. All right, so 28.5 minus 26. So if we go and do this, we got 28.5 minus 26 is 2.5 divided by 2 is 1.25 inches. So we're going to go dimension. Again, we're going to go from the end point to the side here. We're going to make that 1.25. And so it should be the same on both sides. And then we're going to go from here to there. And we're going to make that 4.5, so 4.5, enter. All right, now we have our piece. And this is going to be made out of 2x4. So we're just going to go green check. We're going to go back to our beam tool again. Now we're going to change our timber size to 2x4. We're going to click on this line that we just drew. And now if you look at it from an angle, you see it's laying flat, which I'm going to look at it from, I won't do that. All right. We're going to look at it from below. So we need to take it and go 90 degrees. So we're going to hit 90, enter. Now it turns it up on side. We're going to pull it down and look at it from a side or back view. See, it's straddling that line. We want to bring it to the inside. So we're going to do that. That way we have a 4.5 inch overhang. So we're good. All right. And we're going to go green check. Now we have that piece. Okay, so we are going to next, we are going to go and look at a left side view. And okay, so now we are going to start drawing the legs. So we're going to go with another sketch, and we're going to draw on the surface of the top stringer here. And I'm just going to move this over so I can see it a little bit better. And we're going to take a line. We're going to go and attach it to that center point there. We're going to drag her on down there and escape the line tool. Then, and just in case you haven't picked up on this, you can normally, to escape the line tool or escape any tool you're in, you can normally hit the escape key, but because of the recording software I'm using, I have to right click and then use that menu. Somehow I got off square when I did that, so I'm just going to click that and so I'm looking square to the plane again. Then I'm going to go with my dimension tool, and I'm going to make this 31 inches, 31, enter. Then I'm going to click on the line again, and I'm going to click on this top line there, and I'm going to make this 55 degrees. Okay, and so then we're going to go green check. All right, now we have this nice line there. We're going to go back up to the beam tool. We are going to click on there. We're still on 2x4s, which is exactly what we want to be. It is in the right orientation, but I need to drag it up like that. And I am going to, let's see, I'm going to go and turn it so we're looking out that way. We're going to look at it from the side, and so we want it to be that way. So we're going to pull it, this arrow right here. We're going to pull it out like that. Now see how it's sticking up above? We got to take care of that. So we're going to go flip around and look at it from the bottom now. And you're going to click trim down here. And then planar faces trim to is default highlighted. And we're just going to click the bottom of one of these tabletop slats. So we're going to click that. And now let's flip this around. And if we look up, we'll look at it from the side. If we look up, this piece has been trimmed to that level. So that's exactly what we want, green check. Okay, now we want to round off the bottom of this. And since a 2x4 is 3.5 inches, we're going to put an inch and a 3/4 radius on there, which is half of 1.5 inches. So we've got radius. So we're going to go our fillet tool. So right there, we're going to click on that. And we are going to flip around and look at the bottom. So we're going to click on that one, and we are going to click on this one. And it defaulted, because I've already done this before, to 1.75, but you may need to, if you haven't done something of this dimension, you're going to have to put that in right here for the radius. We're going to go green check, and now we have the bottom of our bench leg rounded off. But we want two of them. We want one over here. So we're going to go mirror, which is this tool up here. Click entities to mirror. We're going to click on this bench leg, and then we're going to click on this line, the mirror plane, and we're going to go up here and we're going to click on this, which I believe is the front plane there. Yeah. And now it is mirrored over here. Make sure that it says new and not add. Sometimes, for some reason, it wants to default to add, and that is adding it to an additional piece. We want it to be a separate piece, so we're going to make sure it's new. Green check, and now we have two bench legs. Okay, now I'm going to flip this around, and we're going to look at the back side, and we're going to do another sketch. We are going to click on the legs, and for the sketch plane. And we're going to go and give ourselves a line, and we're just going to draw this across like that. And we're going to escape the line. All right, and we want to center this line here. So we're going to go hit dimension. Actually, first we're going to make the length we want, which is for the seat stringer, 42 inches. So we're going to go 42, enter. Half of 42 is 21. So we're going to go from our end point to right there and make that 21, enter. Okay, we want to go down 15 5/8 from the top of here to there, but along, we want to go along this direction. So the easiest way to do that, we're going to go back up and grab our line tool again, but we're going to use a construction line. And so this tool here, with both of them highlighted, the line that we're going to draw is going to be a broken line, and it doesn't actually, all it is a placeholder. It doesn't actually draw anything that we're going to see later. So we're going to go ahead and hover so that both the line we just drew and the edge of the leg is highlighted like I have here. And we're going to go up and go up to that top point right there where that leg attaches to the bottom of the bench. And we're going to click and we're going to get out of there, escape the line tool. We're going to hit dimension. We're going to set a dimension for that line, and we want it to be 15. What did I say? 15 and 5/8. So that would be 15.625. So we're going to go 15.625, enter, and we're good to go. So we're going to go green check. All right. Now the next thing we want to do is make our, we're going to use the beam tool here because we're going to make that stringer. So we're going to click on that again. We still have 2x4 defaulted, which is what we want. We're going to drag this down. We're going to come over here on the right side. We're going to drag it in. So now see it's the same size as that. And we're going to go green check. All right, now we've got ourselves the seat stringer, but we want to put a radius on here. So we are going to go and we're going to select the radius or the fillet tool, and we are going to click here. We're going to click here. We're going to go and flip around, and we're going to click here, and we're going to click here, and we are going to make that radius 2 3/4. So 2.75, enter. And so now we've got the radius that we want. We're going to go green check. And now we have our 2 stringers with the curved bottoms. All right, so now that we have our legs and our stringers built on the one side, we need to get them onto the other side as well. So we are going to use the mirror function. So we're going to roll it and look at it from either the back or the front, it doesn't matter. And we're going to take and use the mirror tool, which is up here. And first thing we select are entities to mirror. And so we're going to select this, this, this. We're going to need to actually roll it over to the side a little bit, click on that last, that last leg. And we're going to come back and look at it from the back again. We're going to select the mirror plane. So we're going to click here. And then we're going to use what I believe is the right plane here. And so it'll show up there. And we're going to go green check. So now if we look at it, we have our legs and stringers on both sides, perfectly duplicated. Okay, so now here's where it gets a little interesting. We need to stick a what they call a stretcher, or a piece that goes between the 2 stringers. So we're going to go and take either back or front view. It doesn't really matter. Just to make it look clean, I'm going to do it from a front view, but like I said, it really doesn't matter. We're going to sketch. We're going to do it on the front plane here. So we're going to click on the front plane, and we're going to do a line, and we're just going to go and bring it across. Make sure it's that yellow and blue dotted so that it is horizontal. We're going to escape the line, and then we're going to use our coincident tool, and we're going to take a point, and we're going to attach it to that point. That brings it up, and we're going to come over and do the same thing on the other side. Point and point. Boom, we are done with that. We're going to go green check. And now we've got this line here. We're going to come back up to our beam tool again, and it's still defaulting to 2x4. We're going to click on that piece, and we need to pull it down. Now, Let's take a look, and we're going to come over. Actually, probably the easiest way is to look at it from the bottom, and you can see it's straddling that line, which is what we want in this case. Usually we've been pulling it to one side or the other, but we want it to straddle that line, be centered over that line, so it's right over the center of the table. And if you look at it from the top, it's level with the top of those pieces of the stringers. So we're going to go green check, and now we have a 2x4 stretcher that goes in between. And now we have one more piece that we need to put on, and that is our seats. So we're going to go and do a top view, and we're going to do another sketch. We're going to click on top of our side stringer. And let's see, I want to go move this up a little bit so I got a little more room to work down here. So we are going to make another line. So we're going to pick the line tool. We're going to go and run it across like that. Escape the line. Okay, we are going to make that 48 inches. So it's actually going to be the same as the ones up here as the tabletop. So we're going to go dimension 48. Wow, that's close. 38, enter. Okay. Then we're going to go dimension, and to the end of the seat stringer. Come on. There we go. We want to make that 1 inch overhang. So we're going to make that one. Whoops, I got to click. All right, 1 inch overhang, one, enter. Perfect. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to make it so it lines up with these. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to use my coincident tool again, and I'm going to click this endpoint and then click on the line of the edge of the tabletop. So we're going to click, and so that makes it so that lines up there. If we look at the other side, it should line up with that here, with the other top of the other edge of the tabletop. So we're going to go green check, finish that sketch. We're going to go up to, you guessed it, the beam tool again, but we need to switch back to 2x6s. So there we go, 2x6. We're going to click this. We want to pull it in towards the table. We are going to look at it from the side and see it's straddling there. So we want it to go up. So we're going to pick this one, pull it up. So it's sitting on top of our stringer, and we are going to green check. We're done with that. So let's go and take we're going to now use the fillet tool to put a radius on these corners. So once again, the fillet tool up here, and we are going to click this edge, and we're going to click that edge. We're going to do the same thing up on the top as well. Up here on the corners of the table. Let's turn it around so we're looking from this side. I'm going to do that. Turn around so I'm looking at it from this side. Do that corner. While I've got it in this direction, I'm going to do that corner, and I'm going to turn it around and do this corner and this corner. Okay, and so it is defaulting to a 2 3/4 inch radius, which is what we used on the bottom of our stringers. So that's good. That's what we want. It's 2 3/4 inch, because if you look at the top of the seats, it basically rounds the edge. So one last step, and then we are done with this table, is we're going to go from the top, and we are going to mirror this seat. So once again, we're going to go grab our mirror tool, which is right up there, click entities to mirror, you guessed it, the seat. And then we're going to click on mirror plane over here, and we are going to use, I believe it's the front plane here, which it is because it's underneath the top piece. It's not wanting to highlight, so that's fine. We can go up here in our menu on the side, and as you see, I hover over the front plane, it lights up. So that's exactly what I want. I'm going to click on it here in the menu, and we have our seat on the other side. Make sure it defaults to new, not add, and we are going to go green check. And so now we have a completely built picnic table. If you have any questions, leave a comment or send me a message. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful.